What are the negative consequences of treatment?
There are a few negative consequences of coming into treatment. I think the positive ones certainly outweigh the negative ones, but I think it's important that you really understand these.
One of the things people don't like often about methadone or buprenorphine treatment is that you have to go every day to a pharmacy or a dispensing point to collect the medication. And that is a significant inconvenience in people's lives. It means every day, day in, day out, you've got to go somewhere to get your medication. I guess the other side of that is that in every state, varies from state to state, but when people are stable, they don't have to go every day and they're allowed take-home doses or take-away doses of medication.
I hate the fact that you can't travel. You know, especially if somebody says, oh, let's go away for the weekend, and you're like, oh, well, I can't, I'm in a program.
The negatives, well, methadone in the bush. I mean, it's just so time-consuming and tedious. I live 30 kilometres away from the nearest chemist that does this service, and I don't have a driver's licence at the moment. So ultimately I've got to rely on my mum and dad to drive in and out every day. And I mean, they're busy enough as it is, you know, they're trying to run a farm, and I'm sure they don't need to be doing that, but they do, and I appreciate it. Yeah, I also have to try and not be noticed. It's actually really difficult in a country town not to be noticed going in and out of a chemist every day, and I suppose living in a small community like this, there is a real stigma attached to that.
The other really difficult thing about the availability of takeaways is being able to get enough of them to last the week, especially if you're at work. There's nothing worse than, you know, risking losing your job when you have to go to the pharmacy for dosing on public transport and you've got 45 minutes for lunch. It's really stressful. I think the policymakers should really think about like just enhancing the program, you know, especially if they want people to develop and integrate into the community. You know, surely having a job and sustaining it is part of making that type of change.
Most of the regulations around methadone and buprenorphine treatment are to ensure people's safety, and that's what people need to keep remembering, and that's what your clinic and prescriber need to keep reminding you, that it may feel punitive, but these provisions and regulations are there for your own safety. So things like the fact that you don't get takeaways too early on might seem rigid, but that's a safety issue. The fact that your urines might get checked, that your arms might get checked for signs of injecting, they can all feel invasive, but in fact, it should be done in a non-judgmental manner.
You may be asked to provide urine samples. Some people are really uncomfortable with that, and sometimes they need to be supervised. I think that's an important component of your treatment, but it's certainly not the only component of your treatment. So that's something that you can talk to your case manager about.